Welcome, classic rock fans, to an impromptu video where once again we turn our attention to all things Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd have just made available a whole slew of recordings that were from 1972. As well, you know, this is a fascinating period for me as I find the evolution, or the live evolution of this album, absolutely fascinating. Many have said, of course, that the band are just doing it to preserve or maintain or elongate, I suppose, the copyright on these recordings, which, of course, runs out after 50 years. Now, the band did this earlier, of course, with a whole spate of recordings that went up to, I think, covered this sort of Atom Heart Mother period, and period that is also fascinating. So I love that album. I used to collect vinyl bootlegs to hear different renditions of this epic number live. But I think these live recordings disappeared almost as quickly as they were put on the platform. So there's a word of warning there for those of you who want to access or hear these live concerts. Now, interesting, these include the 4 dates recorded at the Rainbow Theatre in February of 1972. Now, the first performance of this album was actually January at Brighton, incidentally. Check out the video I've done on the evolution of this record. Now, there is also an album simply entitled Alternative Tracks 1972, which features trance remixes and ultra-rare alternative versions of 5 Dark Side songs, including a rough demo of On the Run. If you're interested in the full track listing, we've got Live at the Southampton Guildhall on the 23rd of January 1972, the Rainbow Theatre, 17th of February 72, 18th of February, 19th, 20th, Live in Tokyo, Japan, 3rd of March, Live in Osaka on the 8th of March, and live also in Japan from the 13th of March 72, live in Chicago from the Auditorium Theatre USA, 20th of April 72, live in Berlin from the 18th of May, Hollywood Bowl from the 22nd of September, live at the Empire Pool Wembley from the 21st of October, Hamburg from the 12th of November, in France, 29th of November, also live in France on the 1st of December 72, Brussels, 5th of December 72, and Zurich on the 9th of December. Now, these recordings will be absolutely fascinating to hear. I have no idea if there's going to be a physical format of this issued. I very much doubt it, since they didn't do that with the first slew of bootleg recordings that they issued. You'll have to check out what the quality is. I don't know if they've actually tweaked them in any way. Now, this is a point I often mentioned. I wonder if the technology now exists, if the technology applied to the Beatles' Revolver album, the idea of separating different elements, cleaning them up and then reassembling them, if that's available, I wonder what could be done with live recordings of this kind, how clean they could make them. I personally think there's money to be made in classic bands like Floyd, ELP, Genesis, Jethro Tull would be one of my favorites, to clean up these recordings and present them as official releases with notes and all sorts of things. So anyway, will you be checking out these Pink Floyd live streamed Dark Side of the Moon era recordings? I know I certainly will. I'm fascinated with the idea how this album evolved in the live forum. So that's my announcement. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. Anyway, here's hoping you'll subscribe and click like, subscribe, and check that notification bell. Most importantly, that you'll keep listening.